What's up, Five Tribe family? I'm Matt,
I'm Alexis.
and today we got a special edition for you. We're going to talk about schooling. So, you've been stuck with all your childrens at home. I know, like, when I used to she'd go out and I'm like, I got to babysit. She's like, you're the dad, you don't babysit. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right, they're my kids. So now you're their teacher. So guess what, guys? We're going to hopefully give you guys some insight on some simple things you can do to, keep them on pace. They don't have to be geniuses, but keep them on pace. Let's go find a spot, Alexis. Alexis, we found this nice little quaint corner in the backyard. We're going to talk about our friends who are trapped at home with all their little loved ones, and it's exciting. And they're not zombies, so that's good too, right?
Yeah, that's good. So grab your glass of wine or your coffee, whatever gets you through.
Yeah, your liquid courage or your liquid caffeine, whichever one you need.
Working from home and schooling from home, you're allowed to do that, so that's fun. So seriously though, first thing I want to say is this is not what homeschool normally looks like. Us homeschool families have too been affected by this whole quarantine, social isolation thing, because normally we are so busy. We have taekwondo and swim lessons and choir, and we are part of co-ops and field trip groups, and we're at zoos and museums, and all those things are canceled and closed. So we too are feeling the brunt of this, being stuck in the house with our families. So secondly, what I wanted to say was you are 100% capable of teaching your children at home. No one loves and no one knows your kid more than you do. You can do this. You can totally teach your kids at home and actually enjoy it. So I hope to encourage you with answering some questions that you guys have asked me. So here we go. So the first two I'm going to kind of answer together: how to manage your schedule and time, and how to manage working from home while you're trying to homeschool. So Matt and I actually just launched Texas Sun Roofing in January. So we too work from home and homeschool. So hopefully we can kind of help with this. And honestly, it takes time. We're still finding that group. You got to find that group for your family. Create a routine. If you don't have somewhere you have to be at a certain time, then you have to create that schedule and routine. But the cool thing is you get to do that specific for your family. For example, go by your kids. My oldest kid, he does way better if I let him sleep until 8 a.m. So I don't get him up at 6:30 because he'd be a cranky pants the rest of the day. So I let him get up 7:30, 8 o'clock when he needs to get up. And then he's pretty good for the rest of the day. My other two get up pretty early. I personally like to get up before my kids. So I try to get up 30 minutes to an hour before my kids. So as far as schedule goes, you just need to create that. Once you create that morning routine, it'll start flowing. Schedule your lunchtime. Lunch is at 12:30. So we want to get this and this and this done by 12:30. Something to be encouraged about though is know that schooling at home actually doesn't take very much time. When your kids are at regular school, they're there for like 8 hours, but you got to know they're like doing breaks and recess and lunch and extra activities, and they're like transitioning to classes and going to lockers and all those things. We can take all that time out. So depending on the age of your kid, you're only going to have to do school for like 30 minutes to about maybe 3 hours. So don't stress about how much time you school. It's more about quality than it is about time. Also, what will help if you have older kids, at least old enough to read, they can absolutely help with the younger kids. They can read books to them. They can help entertain them, maybe while you're doing a little bit of work. So make sure you set aside some time to have the older kids help. And not only with school, but with the chores. Now that everybody's home, you're realizing why you need all that toilet paper, because you're cooking 3 meals a day, and everybody has to go to the bathroom constantly, and everybody wants to snack constantly. It's a lot to manage. So everybody needs to help put their dishes up. Everybody needs to take out the trash and do their part. Something that I do to help with schedule, which I've loved, I implemented this last year. I got it as an idea at a homeschool convention. We all have spiral notebooks. All my kids do. And either at night or first thing in the morning, whether you're a night person or a morning person, whichever one works for you, every kid has their to-do list. So I just write the date and I quickly write their to-do list. And so if they're old enough to read and write, the next day they can look at that to-do list and they can just start. And they can just start checking things off. They did their math lesson, check. They did this, check. Of course, they might need your help in some of that, but they have their list already ready when they wake up in the morning. So if you need to go do some work, they have a list and they can do what they need to do. For the younger ones, while you're working, set aside, here's this bucket of toys you're going to play with, and here's this really cool kids learning YouTube channel, or here's this PBS Kids show that I want you to watch while Mama and Daddy does some work. So a lot, 30 minutes for them to be entertained by this. Of course, you're going to be interrupted, but they'll start getting the groove if you keep saying, no, this is our time to work, your time to do this. So a lot, certain things for certain times. Let those big kids help. Use your to-do list. Let me look at my list. Okay, the last question, multiple kids and ages. So this is a fun one because I have right now 8th grader, 6th grader, and a 3rd grader. So we're all over the place at the moment. But what's really cool is that we do Bible, we do history, we do science, and we do literature and art all together. I literally read the same lessons of that to all of them. To my older guy, I give him specific things that are a little bit more advanced after I've read to him. But for the most part, we do all those things together. The only thing they're doing independently is like grammar and math. So keep that in mind. As long as you're keeping up with that math and grammar, on time in their grade level, the other stuff can be so much fun. And you guys as a family can do that together. I mean, Matt's witnessed great family time with us reading aloud. Sometimes he'll come and sit with us while I'm reading them a story. So definitely take advantage of doing more things together, playing games together, puzzles together, do more together. And then you're going to need to allot that one-on-one time with those younger ones, especially, and the older ones have questions. But that one-on-one time doesn't need to be much, just like 20 minutes or so. 20 minutes to go over this grammar lesson and something that they're struggling with, and the other kids can be doing, the toys or the educational video that you have going for them. And then you switch, or maybe you do, Johnny in the morning and Susie after lunch, however you want to do it. But you don't have to spend 3 hours with this kid and 3 hours with that kid. Do as much as you can together, have the older kids help, and then kind of separate. It's going to take time, y'all. You're going to do great. I hope that was an encouragement. Let me know your other questions you have.